Hello ladies and gentlemen, in today's video I want to cover some new leaks, fresh leaks about the possible upcoming Novaflares. Now we already got a leak like 2 days ago on the supposed future Novaflares. However, I purposely didn't upload this leak onto my channel because, no offense, I just thought it was unreliable and fake ass shit, right? So for those who don't know, someone who literally got one guess right about Himiko's path and her element went on to make one of the biggest leaks about the upcoming characters, their path, their element, and the upcoming Novaflares. And they were saying that the upcoming Novaflares were going to be Topaz, Fugue, Lingsha, and someone else who I can't remember off the top of my head currently, which I just didn't believe in. Right? I'm sorry. I just could not believe that they wouldn't buff Sunday, because buffing Sunday just makes the most sense. For those to understand why I think the way I do, people have been saying, old leakers around, saying that Sunday would be a best in slot for, what's it called? Himiko, right? Like, Sunday is going to be on that team and part of her best team on release. If this is the case, why would they choose to buff Topaz, let's say, instead of Sunday? Not only is Sunday more popular, but he's a lot more convenient to fit with a newly released meta character, right? So because I had my doubts in these Novaflares, I didn't really mention them. However, now we have a Novaflare leak from, in my opinion, a much more reliable leaker known as Full Stop Chan. And their upcoming Novaflare predictions are Sunday, Topaz, Jiaoqiu, and Argenti. Now this makes significantly more sense. Okay, significantly more. First off, Sunday. I just explained why Sunday makes sense. He's very easy for Hoyo to sell towards Himiko SP teams, especially on her release. And let's be honest, ever since Sparkle got her Novaflare, she's replaced Sunday in damn near every team in the game as just being better, right? Her SP gen basically got doubled. Her buffing got massively buffed, right? QOL just makes her significantly more clean. Eidolon's buffed, and to make matters worse, she was given for free. So everybody has access to a Sparkle who is stronger than a Sunday by quite a big margin in most teams, and especially in her niches like Archer, right? Sparksy, which is a lot of the current meta. So Sunday has seen much more of a lack of use in comparison to, let's say, the beginning of Amphorius and late version 2 when he first dropped. So buffing Sunday just makes absolute sense. 100% I'm all with this. Next we have Topaz. Now this one, I'm not gonna lie, it kind of sends me for a doozy, okay? I don't know why they're buffing Topaz, in all honesty, because you have Ashvale, you have Blade. These are like the core 2 supports for any follow-up main DPS. The only thing I can imagine here is they're trying to make a, I guess, alternative to Ashvale, who people can choose from the golden token without actually needing to pull on, right? And this does make them money, because the more characters on the golden token shop who are actually at the minimum decently valuable, the more people will be enticed on their bullshit spending events and spending more money and E6 in characters in order to get these golden tokens, right? So it's not completely unbelievable that Topaz would be getting a buff, but in my opinion, I do feel like there are some other characters that could maybe get a buff before Topaz, especially with the recent release of Ashvale. The next one we have is Jiaoqiu. This one is, in my opinion, 100% expected. Right, in my opinion. I think one of the big things that shifted my perspective, because I used to think originally that, like, why would they buff Jiaoqiu when there's Blade in there? The thing is, one of the highest recommended teams for an Acheron Blade team, Hoyo put it with Jiaoqiu, right? And in my opinion, this was always suspicious from the beginning, because I personally don't think that Hoyo is that stupid where they would genuinely put the most recommended Acheron team with Blade with Jiaoqiu, unless they were buffing Jiaoqiu. Because, let's be honest, there's just a multitude of other characters, debuffers, buffers, whatever these days, who would replace Jiaoqiu with Blade and make Acheron significantly stronger. But if you buff Jiaoqiu, and now he's a lot stronger of a debuffer, he's more synergistic with Acheron, he puts more stacks, his Eidolons get buffed, his synergy with this team is better, all of that, then Jiaoqiu could 100% actually get a Novaflare soon. And that's what seemingly, according to this leak, is going to be happening. Jiaoqiu should be in some of the upcoming buffs, which I love to see. Right. Listen, I don't have an emotional attachment to any of the characters in these gacha games. I am always objective, or try to be as objective as I can when it comes to their meta value. I have gotten a lot of shit for me openly criticizing how badly Jiaoqiu's kit is since his original release. And I still stand by that. His kit is utter garbage. I don't know why people felt the need to like instantly pull this guy. However, for the people who did pull him, for the people who do like him, I think they deserve better, because Jiaoqiu is just in a terrible spot in the current state of the game. They need this. So I hope this Jiaoqiu Novaflare is real. You guys honestly deserve it. All those who really like him, right? And last but not least, this is a pretty big one if it's true, alright? I would have originally thought pre-seal Novaflare they wouldn't do something like this. However, I 100% believe it now. Argenti should also be one of the characters in the next Novaflare buffs, which would be amazing, right? It would be amazing to see an Argenti revival in the big version 4. This is what I've wanted, right? People talk about, oh, buff my Acheron, buff my Yun Li, which I'd love, by the way. However, there are 1.x characters who I feel like are still left in the dust. I feel like old Blade and old Jing Liu still have so many issues, so much left to be desired. You have Dill as well. Dill is definitely one of the more popular ones who has still yet to be directly buffed, right? And unfortunately, none of those characters I just mentioned are in there. However, fortunately, at least Argenti is. So Argenti, whether they make him more of a sub DPS, they keep him a main DPS, who knows. However, he should be getting a Nova. So those are the supposed upcoming Novaflares for HSR. I'll repeat them once again, and this is from a more reliable leaker than the other one, which is why I'm making a video on it. It is Sunday, Topaz, Jiaoqiu, and Argenti. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Do you think these are good buffs? Do you think these are bad buffs? Hope you have a great day. Hope you have a great night. Peace out.